Please welcome to the stage the co-host of Rise, Casey Lau.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. How's everyone feeling this morning? Yeah, thank you for being here this morning. So welcome back to the Intercare Center for the final day of North America's fastest growing technology conference, Collision. We witnessed some incredible talks yesterday, and I hope you enjoyed day 2 as much as I did. What an incredible experience it's been to be here in Toronto for the city's first Collision conference. I can also promise you that we have a fantastic final day in store for you, featuring renowned international speakers, investors, and personalities of the likes of Nick Bostrom, Tim Draper, and Damon Wayans Jr. My name is Casey Lau, and I am the co-host of Rise in Hong Kong. I'm originally from Vancouver, so it's very exciting to be back in my home country with this amazingly huge conference. So before we begin today's main content here on Center Stage, I'd like to introduce you to an incredible group of companies with big plans for the future. Each morning, we've been showcasing the very best and brightest seed companies here at Collision, companies we believe will be the startups that everyone is talking about in 2020. And we've worked with some of the world's leading startup investors to find them. Then this afternoon, we'll be showcasing an incredible collection of growth startup companies. Their stories, and more importantly, the ideas behind these companies are absolutely fantastic. Ideas have given these founders the potential to be a success around the globe. So let's get started. Let me introduce you to this morning's first startup. FitPlan is a mobile fitness app which offers you interactive training programs from the world's best personal trainers at your fingertips, anytime, anywhere. To tell us more, please welcome the CEO of this Vancouver-based company, Landon Hamilton, to the stage.
Hi, I'm Landon Hamilton. I grew up in rural Saskatchewan in a really unhealthy household. I had 10 brothers and sisters. We lived in a trailer park, and we were on welfare most of our lives. Late one night, I was watching television, and one of my heroes came on, Chuck Norris, and he was on talking about a revolutionary new fitness product called the Total Gym. I was sick of getting my ass kicked, so I decided I had to order this. And pretty soon, I was working out every day on this thing. And fitness fundamentally changed who I was. It helped me build confidence, and it really taught me I could accomplish anything I set my mind to. So about a decade later, I decided I wanted to make my first fitness app. So anyone that's ever made an app before, you know distribution's really fucking hard. And retention is even harder. So I had a friend that was loyal enough to actually begin using this product. And he tells me, you're saving me a lot of money on my personal trainer, but, I don't know who this trainer you have on the app is. I don't really give a shit about him. So a few months later, we were at a fitness conference in Columbus, Ohio. There's 80,000 attendees here. And I realized there was one lineup that was all the rage. There was hundreds, maybe thousands of women in line to meet someone they introduced as Michelle Lewin. Michelle Lewin at the time had about 300,000 followers, and I had an idea. Why don't we get her to help us sell this fitness app? So I wait my turn to get up and speak to her, and I break into an impromptu pitch to help us sell this product. And she says, "No hablo English," and points over to someone that looks like a bodyguard. And it's her husband, Jimmy Lewin. So Jimmy, after a few minutes, tells me he's not interested. I'd offered him 6 figures. At the time, they were just moved to Miami from Venezuela, and I didn't know what was going on here. So I went back to Canada, and I started doing my research on all the fitness influencers. But I kept coming back to Michelle. There was something about her that was different. In the world of these over-curated feeds, she was real and she was authentic. She had a message she wanted to share with the world about how fitness can be fun and can make you be the best version of yourself. So FitPlan today, so I had another opportunity to pitch Michelle Lewin. This time I approached it a little differently. I wanted to co-create a product with her. I wanted to give her a platform to train women all over the world. So today, Michelle Lewin has grown into one of the biggest fitness influencers on the planet. She has 13.5 million followers, and she's helped us attract 40 other influencers that have over 100 million followers combined and brought FitPlan to over 5 million users in just 2 years. Thank you very much.
All right, our next company is on a mission to help businesses in Africa to become profitable, envied, and loved. And they are already solving payments problems for ambitious businesses there. The CEO and founder of CoraPay, Bryan has joined us to tell us the future will look for his company. Please give him a warm welcome to the stage.
On a continent of over 1.3 billion people, 60% don't have access to financial services. That is over 800 million people with zero access to financial services. And why is that? Cash. Cash is still the problem. People still save, receive money from abroad, and travel miles to billing centers to pay bills in cash. And the consequences of doing this is that you can prove transactions that happen in cash. And thereby, this phenomenon keeps people stuck in the poverty cycle. But despite all this, over $45 billion was received by Africans in Africa last year alone. So now what if I told you there was a platform that could seamlessly and efficiently board all 800 million people at a fraction of the cost today with no more cash exchanging hands? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Bryan, and I'm the CIO at CoraPay, where we have made it easy for Africans anywhere to access financial services. We just went live with our first version of the product from US to West Africa, and we were able to achieve the following milestones. First, we have dropped standard transfer time from 48 hours down to a record 23 minutes. We have been able to reduce the huge fees associated with money transfer from 9% down to 1%. And this is all done 100% digital. But we are not just in the business of money transfer. We are a full end-to-end solution. We are integrated into the daily lives of all our users. And how's that? Let me walk you through the product. Now, Adora, a user on our platform in West Africa, can now receive money from her mom abroad, and in 23 minutes, she gets that money in her CoraPay wallet. And her mom only gets charged a 1% fee. She gets a notification, signs in, and is able to do everything she could do daily that she did before in cash from the convenience of her mobile phone. And we are profitable charging 1% because we are an entirely software-based solution. And so we can continue to grow our business, all the while putting money back in the hands of those who need it the most, which is Amanda and the rest of the people in West Africa whose livelihood literally depends on money transfer. So now let's take a step back. What are we doing here at CoraPay? We are redefining the financial narrative on a continent that is the next blue ocean. Africa is now ripe and ready for the global economy. So please, I invite you to join us as we usher in a new era of prosperity in Africa. Thank you.
Our next founder has built a consumer insights platform that rewards users for giving opinions and feedback to brands. Simple, but brilliant. To share more about her company, please welcome to the founder and CEO of Perksy, Nadia Genevieve Marcito, to the stage.
Hey, good morning, Toronto. My name is Nadia, and I'm the CEO and founder of Perksy, and we're building the future of feedback. As consumers, brands, and marketing have evolved with mobile, market research really hasn't. It's expensive, outdated, and time-consuming. But more importantly, it's not mobile-first or consumer-friendly, so brands aren't getting feedback from the right audiences, especially millennials and Gen Z. So we saw an opportunity that could harness the power of personalization, hyper-targeting, and contextual reach to reach the right people in the right place at the right time. And so we built Perksy, a next-gen consumer insights platform that powers real-time research with everyday consumers through mobile. Users download the Perksy app and answer these interactive, gamified questions from brands in a format called stacks. We never use the word survey, to unlock rewards at over 100 partners, like Nike, Nordstrom, Sephora, Delta Airlines, even subscriptions like Spotify and Netflix. One of the most common things we actually hear from our audience is that it just doesn't feel like a survey, and that's the experience that really sets us apart. It's almost like a game, and our users are pretty addicted. 83% of them complete their stack within 5 hours of receiving a push notification. And for the brands doing the research, we put the power in their hands. They can create custom research questions that captivate their audience, choosing from over 10 different question types and adding media-rich content like photos, videos, and GIFs. Then, they can target precise audiences, choosing from demographic, behavioral, locational, and social data points. They can even set geofences around physical spaces, like retail stores or this conference center, so that people can answer stacks as they enter, exit, or move within the space. And all of this data comes back live. You can explore audience breakdowns for each question and really get to know your audience and dig in deep. Our typical turnaround time is about 24 to 48 hours, but you'll see 1,000 responses in under 30 minutes. And as for our audience, we never use third-party sample. All of our users are real people, like you and I. We only launched in January 2018, and we've already received over 35 million responses. We're a team of startup and industry vets, including the former global CMO of Nielsen. We work with everyone from WPP agencies to Fortune 500 brands like Pepsi, Nestle, and Smuckers for a variety of insight options, from subscription to ad hoc. So go to our website at getperksy.com, request a demo, and come ready with your questions, because all the answers you seek are just a couple clicks away. Oh, and one more thing. It's almost game 5, so we the North. Thanks so much.
Akita Software is a company helping organizations get in control of their data by building solutions to understand data flows and prevent data leaks. Their CEO, Jean Yang, says they're in stealth mode, but she's here to give us an early look into the company's plans for the future. Let's get her on stage.
Data privacy. In 2009, people said, who's going to care in 10 years? I said, Facebook? And they said, who's going to care about that? By now, people are recognizing that responsible data use is one of the biggest social issues of our time. Even governments acknowledge that companies like Facebook are obligated to protect user data. Today, 92% of US multinationals cite GDPR compliance as a top priority, and 77% have annual budgets exceeding $1 million. But we're still in this situation where companies like Facebook and Twitter still suffer from seemingly preventable issues, like leaking plain text passwords. So how do we get from here to responsible data use? It's not that companies don't care, and it's not that developers don't understand how to protect sensitive data, but that it's hard to figure out what data to protect when. Especially as companies have been moving to service-based and microservice-based architectures, where functionality is broken down into smaller and smaller reconfigurable pieces, each developer now sees only a tiny piece of the whole picture. It's like being a delivery truck driver who doesn't know if the packages you're handling are fragile or flammable. If a developer doesn't realize that they're handling passwords in the first place, of course they're probably going to accidentally leak them. At Akita, we're here to help companies label your data boxes. We're using cutting-edge technology to tag data the minute it enters the system and then track it everywhere it goes in order to both detect potential data leaks, like passwords going places they shouldn't, and also identify fixes to those issues. We give engineering, security, and DevOps teams actionable insights so that everybody can make more responsible decisions about their data. We're currently a stealth mode seed stage startup in Palo Alto, and we would love to give you a sneak peek in exchange for actionable insights about how to make our product better. We're here the rest of the day, so please come talk to us.
Our next company has created the world's first multi-layered Bitcoin payment processor for businesses. So let's hear more about their exciting plans for the future from co-founder of OpenNode, Kevin.
The payments industry is currently inaccessible to many or inefficiently processed. OpenNode is positioned to service everyone worldwide with a better payment solution powered by Bitcoin. OpenNode is the fastest, most secure payments platform for anyone using the internet. Traditional payment companies currently restrict different businesses, industries, and nations, limiting them from reliable financial services. Bitcoin, as a global currency, does not have these restrictions. We plan on making OpenNode and Bitcoin the most reliable and attractive method in payments. We have created a user-friendly Bitcoin payment platform utilizing the power of the Lightning Network to provide instant settlement, no chargeback fraud, and minimal fees. Here are some of our addressable markets. Exchanges. Currently, Bitcoin exchanges require at least 10 minutes in settlement time, but with OpenNode, it is now instant. Gaming. OpenNode plans to reinvent the gaming industry by allowing microtransactions and unique in-game gaming experiences for gamers. E-commerce. The e-commerce industry is currently plagued by billions of dollars in transaction fraud and chargeback fraud. OpenNode eliminates this fraud with instant, immutable settlement and transactions. The unbanked. There are currently over 2 billion adults worldwide that do not have access to reliable financial services. The perfect example of this is Venezuela with a hyperinflated bolivar. We plan on making Bitcoin and OpenNode the most attractive method in payments with good, simple design. My co-founders and I helped design the first open-source, consumer-facing Lightning Network wallet and also helped build the first ever Bitcoin design studio focused on building simple Bitcoin products. How do we plan on doing this? With a simple 1% payment processing fee and an additional fee of a few percent to allow instant exchange from Bitcoin to your local currency. We also combat Bitcoin volatility by allowing you to instantly convert to your local currency at the time of payment. Since launch in October, we've received funding from Tim Draper and Draper Associates and have grown exponentially ever since. We aim to reintroduce Bitcoin to the rest of the world by creating a simple payment platform for all. You can reach out to us at opennode.co and follow us on Twitter at OpenNodeCo online. Have a good one.
All right, next I'd like to introduce you to the company who offers small businesses an easy way to access insurance online, starting with workers' compensation. Let's meet the co-founder and CEO of Huckleberry, Bryan O'Connell.
Good morning. So I'd like to start out with a question. Raise your hand if you're not from Toronto, if you're visiting from out of town. Okay, now keep your hand up if you used a travel agent to get here. Okay, one hand remains. So this is not surprising. Over the last 20 years, the number of travel agents in the United States has pretty much fallen off a cliff from 47,000 back in 1995 to less than 14,000, mostly specialty providers today. But there's another group of agents that's remained pretty much constant. And I'm talking about, of course, US insurance agents. So in an era when more or less everything else went online, insurance still bought through an agent. Now, some of you guys may be too young to remember, but back in the early 90s, this was how you bought travel or insurance. You went to a high street, you walked into a retail store, you talked to a human, you transacted, you filled out a bunch of forms, and then you bought your product. Photo on the left of the side of the screen is from 1990. Photo on the right is from last week in San Francisco, still how we buy insurance. So this got us excited at Huckleberry. What also got us excited is that in an era of unprecedented technological change, in the insurance industry, expense ratios has been more or less constant over this time period. So we thought there was probably something there. And we got excited about one product in particular, a product called workers' compensation. And all you need to know about it is that there's no decisions for the end user to be made, but every single business that has employees has to buy it, and you still have 12% broker fees being taken by this intermediary who's advising you on decisions that you don't have to make. So again, we were excited about this market, and we thought there had to be a better way than a 300-question, multi-week application where you might wait weeks to get coverage. So at Huckleberry, what we've done is we've taken this multi-week horrible process and condensed it down into a 5-minute, super simple online application. So from the moment you hit our website to the moment you check out, policy in hand is 5 minutes end-to-end, no brokers, no need to talk to a human, lower cost, better experience for the end user. And instead of meeting you here on the high street, where if you're like most people, you don't want to go anymore, we meet you online, mostly through our API and mostly through distributing through partners. So that's Huckleberry. We're based in San Francisco, California. You can find out more about us by going to huckleberry.com, and we are hiring. Thank you.
All right, we have another fantastic Canadian company for you next. Innerspace has created the world's first turnkey indoor location platform that is designed to transform business operations. Sounds really cool, right? To share more about this company, please give a warm collision welcome to the founder and CEO of Innerspace, James Wu.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. At Innerspace, we help our customers get more out of their two most valuable assets, their people and their real estate. You see, office space is really expensive. It's the second highest operational cost for any company behind payroll. Yet, businesses have no way to know how effectively they use the space that they actually have. Do they need every square foot they pay for? There's 95 billion square feet of commercial space in North America, and corporate offices are spending upwards of $1 trillion annually in rent. So it's this high cost that is driving policies like hoteling and desk sharing as a way to try and control the cost of the footprint required by every employee. But our data is showing that nearly 27% of our customers' pricey corporate office space isn't even used. So businesses are compressing themselves, and they're impacting their productivity, yet still paying for space that they don't use effectively. This is why we're helping our customers optimize their compression policies. Our sensors provide intelligence about how their space is being used by the people that occupy it. But our platform doesn't just measure occupancy and utilization. It drives improvements, and it helps to manage the impact of compression on productivity. We help employees make informed decisions so that they can make better use of the space that they have. A single square foot of corporate office space today can cost upwards of $100 a year. And companies today are targeting about 180 square feet per employee, down significantly over the past decade. And many are aiming even lower. So hitting these targets while managing the impact of compression on productivity is a challenge faced by every single corporate office today. And for 40 cents a square foot, we'll solve it for them. Our growing list of customers represents over 430 million square feet of corporate office space today and comprises some of the world's most successful companies. Deals in the works today will see us expand that footprint to over 1 billion square feet in the coming year. At Innerspace, we know that there is opportunity in every square foot, so we're helping our customers capture it. Thank you.
All right, our next session is a look at the fashion industry and a company that is an all-in-one platform for creatives looking to launch or transform their fashion brand. Let's give a warm welcome to the co-founder of Kala, Andrew Wyatt.
When I was a kid, I used to spend hours creating in Microsoft Paint. Ooh. There it is. Brought some original artwork for you. And so I could easily master the controls. I felt like I could create anything. When technology abstracts away complexity, it unlocks a whole new world of creativity. Now, playing around with Microsoft Paint was fun, but I dreamed of a day where there's tools that made it as easy to create real physical products. Fast forward 25 years, there's still no tools that make it easy to create real physical products. So I started Cala, and we focus on fashion products. This is Cala. Our purpose is empowering creators everywhere. Cala is comprised of powerful tools that make it easy for you and your team to articulate your product vision digitally, and the manufacturing capability to bring that product to market via our global manufacturing marketplace. This is how it works. When you and your team have completed your designs, you submit them, and the same day, you get all-in pricing that updates real time based on the number of units. Once you've confirmed the number of units and confirmed payment, we pair your project with the manufacturer that's the best fit based on the type of product, the number of units, and your target sale price. Our marketplace approach means your project's going into the shortest queue at a competitive price. Our creators are able to produce products and bring them to market 2 to 3 times faster than normal. If you're trying to produce 50 units, we're going to pair your project with a manufacturer that specializes in less than 100 unit production. And if you're doing 5,000 units, good for you. And we're going to pair you with a manufacturer that specializes in production at that scale. Once the products are complete, we can have them shipped directly to you or to our fulfillment partner who can warehouse your products, connect to your Shopify, and drop ship directly to your customers. We're really excited about the creative economy, the members of which in 2017 made almost $7 billion posting on these platforms like Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. The creative economy is built on tools that make it super easy to create. So Cala is a platform that provides everything you need in one simple and easy to use platform. I'm Wyatt, and this is Cala.
All right, we're going to finish this morning's session with a fascinating technology company that works in the political sphere. Proof empowers governments to go paperless by streamlining approvals and improving data-driven decisions. To find out exactly what that involves, please welcome their co-founder and CEO, Ben Sanders, to the stage.
Hi, I'm Ben, the CEO of Proof, and I've been trying to cut red tape in government my whole life. I job shadowed my mayor and premier, and then worked in Canada's parliament, and I even ran for office in the last federal election. Proof is solving the most central problem in government, the biggest source of red tape. We're streamlining approvals. Because here's the thing, every time a decision is made in government, whether it's to approve something small like a travel claim or something big like the budget, dozens of people need to sign a piece of paper that looks like this. That's right, paper. Proof is cutting out all that red tape, and we're digitizing the entire workflow. So now you can instantly track the status of every approval, and you can approve in parallel instead of in series. This is ultimately saving tens of millions of dollars every year. And that's important because in government spends a lot of money, 1/3 of global GDP. And there's a lot of people in government who are struggling with approvals every day. In Canada and the US alone, there are 13 million of them. And because they're paying us $50 per user per month, that means approvals in government in just North America is an $8 billion opportunity. We're working with governments now at all levels across the country. And we're doing something really remarkable in government. We're closing big government deals fast. So our first deal started in the Yukon, Canada's Alaska, where we're now rolling out government-wide. And in some cases, 90% of the entire department is using our platform every week. But we're not just in the Yukon anymore. We've signed big deals with the government of Nova Scotia and Winnipeg, governments that are twice as big, and we've done it in half the time. And now we're working with governments that are even bigger still, like the federal government and the city of Toronto, and we've done it in half the time again. How do we do this? We've got this amazing team that's all worked in tech and government. So you already know my story, but I'm also a Waterloo engineer, and I helped build 2 Y Combinator-backed companies in the Valley, Presto and Clearbank. Luke's worked with 50 different governments around the world, and he is an engineer who did his master's thesis on government procurement. Wes is ex-Google. He did PhD work in cryptology. He led our engineering team at Clearbank, and he's even worked for the Canadian and US Defense Departments. Together, Proof is finally bringing government into the 21st century. Thank you.
All right, keep it going, keep it going. That's it for this morning session. Congratulations to all the startups this morning. All right, we're going to take a short 10-minute break, and then we're going to start the content on center stage for day 3 of Collision.